I need to know, we got any chocolate wafers on here? Show everybody how dark it is underground without any light at all. Okay.
Morning, everybody. Day 2 official of the adventure, and we're headed out. Baby, you say hi? Hi. We are headed out to find some new trails, hopefully not as intense as yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, we'll link in the comments because it was far more intense than it looks like. I'm just gonna say that. Far more intense. So, where are we going today?
Today, I don't know if we're getting into much off-road or not. This was one stretch that I'm not 100% certain I could find off-road. What I did find, I'm not at all certain of what we're getting into. It could either be just a mild 2-track, or it could be
Adventure.
a great adventure, or it could be something we can't even get to. To get to it, we have to go through what I believe is an open strip mine, but it looks like the road cuts through it. So we'll find out if we can get there even or not, or if we're just doing highway miles to the next campsite. From the next campsite, starting day 3, is where we really get into a lot of national forests and stuff like that. But we're starting off a little bit north of Charleston, West Virginia. We're going to cut through Charleston and head down some old mining roads, just beautiful countryside in West Virginia, and work our way toward Little Beaver State Park, West Virginia. And go from there.
Sorry, the boy is cheesing in the background.
So yeah, we'll see what we get into, and maybe we'll have some good off-road video for you, maybe we won't. Unfortunately, that real gnarly bit yesterday, I was a little bit freaked out when I got to it at first, so I didn't get pictures of it before we rock stacked. But needless to say, the way the rut was on the one side, we'd have been laying on our side with probably the driver's side tire about 1.5 feet off the ground, with the axle perched on a rock, and in several places doing that. So we did end up stacking some rocks for that, and if you saw that video, like Jen said, it was good. So, adventure ahoy.
Yeah. In the meantime, the boy is living his best life. He is loving all the camping and being outdoors and exploring, and he's happiest if we are moving, especially if we are slow moving. He actually, during yesterday's rock stacking, we had to sit in the truck for quite a while, and he was getting angry, very angry. Alright, well, he wants to sing, so we're going to shut this off, and apparently we're going to sing a little bit. We'll see you later.
Okay, so we were following a valley, but now we are climbing up a mountain. There's a pretty good drop to our left, and just hoping we don't get into anything as intense as yesterday, because I don't want to fall 500 feet down a mountain. How about you?
Again.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it was a controlled fall yesterday, but it was mostly fall.
Yeah, I don't want to roll 500 feet off a mountain, I'll put it that way. At least there's some trees on our side right now. But this is gorgeous out here. To get out here, there was a lot of trash. People dumping their trash on the side of the road, on the side of the trail. But now that we're out here, this is beautiful.
Yes. What do you think, True? Yes.
Yeah?
True says yes. Yes.
Did you hit your head?
Yes.
Head knocker.
Oh, that hurt. It hit like right on the button on top of my hat.
Oh, that's what I was talking about yesterday.
Ouch.
Is that your first time ever getting knocked on the button?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, we are out here in the wilderness of West Virginia. This looks like it was a road that was created for a pipeline. We keep following some pipelines, but you may notice that terrain just kind of disappears there. Scroll down, 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 down. There's the ground. We're on a pretty good hill. You can kind of tell here. But it's been a pretty fun muddy road so far this morning. We've had lots of mud crossings, a couple creek crossings. The one creek crossing had a nice little waterfall. Just beautiful exploring West Virginia. Moses back here. I'm going to swap him out a radio so we can recharge this one and we can keep contact. This hill is a lot steeper than it looks. It was quite the climb. We just walked it out because the road that we were taken out of here didn't exist. It's been grown over. So we found this trail that looked like it might go up and out of the valley that we're in. But I don't know if you can tell how steep that is. I'm holding this camera about level. So we're gonna see Hopa try and climb it. We just hiked up and over and found that there is a road on the other side, so. He's got lockers off, he's in 4 low, he seems to be climbing it all right. We are hauling a trailer, so we're gonna fight a little more than he is, but he seems to be doing all right. What do you think, Jen? Isn't that cool, True? Bye-bye, Opa. We'll see you at the top, hopefully. We're gonna drive up that, True. Do you want to drive up that? Yeah? Adventure, huh? Yeah. Don't climb back up it though. You already did once, right? We're good. We're good. Oh, good job, True. He is up and over the worst of it, so. We are throwing more rocks than he was. We are hauling a freaking trailer up this. Oh, I wanted to see. 19-degree incline with loose rocks. We've done steeper, but not in loose rocks before. hauling a trailer.
Yeah.
Good job, you didn't even seem to spin.
We threw a couple little rocks, but 19 degrees. We've actually done steeper before. I think we've done what, like 23, 24?
Yeah, the ones.
With the trailer?
Not with a trailer.
No,
With
that's.
rain?
And not with loose rocks either.
Rain, loose rocks, and a trailer.
I knew my truck could do it. I just wasn't sure about the trailer.
Waking up Sunday morning, we didn't expect the adventure we had in store. Sunday was supposed to be mostly winding country roads through the Appalachian plateaus with one small trail through the mountains. After frying up some bacon for everyone, we packed up camp and rolled out. The route I had plotted from various public maps led us through winding roads. Left, right, up and down we went until we passed from heavily littered, broken pavement into an active mountaintop removal mine. Seeing the devastation up close and personal was a sight to behold. As we passed the security guard, I stopped because it looked like we were trespassing on their mine. When I told her my route, I was informed that it passed right through and we were okay to continue. So we did just that, and ended up on a beautiful little trail following an ancient pipeline through the mountains. Along the way we saw coal seams in the rock next to us. They had been augured out 30 or so feet straight sideways, leaving only pillars between the holes to keep from collapsing the mountain. About an hour into that trail, we came to where the map showed it leading us back to a larger road. But the last several hundred feet were closed off and so densely grown over that the previous path seemed to almost never have existed. We had two options. There was a tiny path leading around the other side of the valley we had been skirting, which showed on no map. We decided fairly quickly that this was a bad idea. The only other option was a steep path of loose rocks and pieces of abandoned mining equipment. Dad and I decided to walk it to see where it went, and soon found it led to the larger gravel road we were looking for. The jeeps had no problem climbing the loose 19-degree grade, and we soon found ourselves on a road that would take us out of the rain. We were going to get lunch at a restaurant and warm up, or so we thought. The next 2 hours we found that the maps of the roads there were great, right up until they pointed us through dead ends. Along the way we realized we were still lost in the mine. These mountains we now explored were the piles of rubble left behind after the mountain had been stripped of coal. The trees had taken back over in some places, and other places we could see the beginnings of nature reclaiming the land. From the destruction we saw new life, and it was beautiful. But as for us, every road that seemingly led out apparently just emptied to more wilderness and more dead ends. Finally, we found one path that led back down past more earth movers and a truck wash to a steeply descending but paved road. This was our way out. At the bottom, we came to a guard shack and realized this mine wasn't so abandoned after all. She gave us a slightly bewildered look, and after hearing how we ended up on the wrong side of her gate, let us pass back into civilization. At this point, we abandoned our GPS track for the day and set Google Maps to guide us toward Little Beaver State Park, where we had campsites reserved. Along the way, we decided that stopping at Beckley Exhibition Mine and taking an underground coal mine tour would really round out the day. True loved riding the mine trolley, and we learned a lot of the history of coal mining from a retired miner himself.
No. Since the last time we talked, it's been a bit of an interesting experience. We went over a current active mountaintop removal style mine, and then we went into a former active mountaintop removal mine, and we've been a little bit lost in the former for quite a few hours. Every time we find a trail that looks like it's going to lead out, it leads either nowhere or it leads to something way more extreme than we can do with the trailer. So we've had to back out and turn around multiple times. Now we think we might have found a route out again. So here's hoping. If you see this video, we apparently did make it, and if you don't, well, this is pointless anyways.
Yeah, a lot of these places where we've come to dead ends actually showed as roads that went through, and they are not, and they haven't been for quite some time. Lost in an abandoned mine.
Yep. It's been cool though. We've really enjoyed being out here. There have been some challenging trails that we've ended up on. There have been really beautiful views of the mountains surrounding the area. And it's really neat to see after the mountaintop mining how nature is taking the area back. It's been a fun experience. I think we've stressed Opa out pretty good, but we've had a good time.
So apparently it's coal mining. There was a sign back there that was talking about coal, but it was facing the other way, so I didn't get to see what it was. But
yeah, we have a road that Apple Maps recognizes it.
yeah, I think we're on our way out now.
Oh, and bonus, it started raining pretty hard, so I think it's time to hit some highway soon and get to our camp for the night.
It was kind of cool eating lunch at the peak, all alone at the peak of an abandoned mountaintop removal mine, though. It was just beautiful views, fresh air, and I mean, the trees were growing up. You almost couldn't tell that they had been there. If we hadn't known, we'd have just wondered what it was.
For to those who are perishing, the preaching of the cross is foolishness, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. 1 Corinthians 1:18. You know, for a while, we were having a grand old time being lost. We had no cares as to what sort of trouble or despair it could have ended in. Jen and I were quite satisfied treading where no man should, with little thought to our future. Dad, though, was getting very eager to get back to life. So it is spiritually within the world. The lost could often care less about being found, and many are actively hiding, hoping not to be. When we come to the point of wanting out, though, there's only one way. Our group could have backtracked several hours and gotten out, but that's not possible in sin and righteousness. There's no way of undoing or even outdoing the wrongs we've done. The only way out is blood. Glory be to God that from the dawn of creation He already planned to pour out His own blood on the cross for us. If you are tired of being lost, take hope, because the Good Shepherd will always find His lost sheep. Seek Him, and you will be found. Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, who died for you, and He will be faithful and just to forgive. It doesn't matter how far you've gone, even if you've mined all the pleasure out of this life. The Lord makes all things new, and the tree of life will grow in New Jerusalem for all the redeemed. That title could be yours today and forevermore. Just look to Jesus.
So we spent some time today at one type of coal mine, the mountaintop removal type, and now we're going to go check out an old underground coal mine. So that should be fun.
Everybody okay?
Yep.
This is bituminous coal. They used it in the old days for house coal. The Phillips family were farmers, and one day they were digging holes to build a fence, and they discovered coal. This mine's opened up in 1890. It produced coal for 20 years. They shut it down in 1910. 1959, the city of Beckley bought it. 1962, it was opened up to the public. Show y'all how they mined coal back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And I wasn't around then, guys. Come on Today's coal miners are wearing a strap with a battery. It's mostly remote control. This mines was a pick and shovel all the way. There was never any electrical equipment ever used in this mines. That's the way it was back then. Everybody lived in a coal camp. Every coal camp had a company store. If you know the song, 16 tons and all you get. Another day older and deeper in debt. That's the way it was. They bought all their food, all their clothing, all their medicines, all their tools. Everything had to be purchased at the company store. Even the houses they lived in were rented from the company store. Excuse me. If a coal miner got killed back in those days, the company gave the family 3 days to move out.
When we got to camp, we found ourselves the only visitors on the non-electric road of a heavily wooded and well-spaced campground. It was another peaceful night, seemingly alone in the woods, though this time it got cold. Hey, if you're enjoying these videos, we just ask if you wouldn't mind, join us and like and subscribe so you can see what else we've got. We've got about 2 weeks of these videos that'll be coming out slowly, and more adventures planned in the future. Thanks for watching.
Can you say bye-bye?
Mama.